Welcome back, everyone, to Beholder to No One presents Behold Clearlight. I'm your Dungeon Master, Ryan Williams, and joining me here are Nikki,
Marissa Lanner,
Greg,
Greg Steady Hand,
Ashley,
Emmy Frankincense,
and Keith.
Zeus.
All right, are we all ready?
hell yeah.
Yep.
Yep, let's do it.
Emmy, you've read the sign laying on the ground hit by the radiant energy. It says siphon power, that's what it was. And in front of you, there is a large square building, at least from your view, but there are a great deal of holes in the walls, and portions of the building have been fallen over entirely. This looks like it was at some point a large, important building, but it is now, of course, a wreck. However, the most important thing you notice is the fact that there is mist pouring out from the center of it. Wherever there seem to be holes in the building or shattered windows, there seems to be mist pouring out of this building.
and it looks exactly like the mist that's outside.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not any kind of like different kind of mist.
Nope. It's the same mist that's everywhere.
Okay.
Very omnipresent.
I definitely want to investigate this because Emmy is extremely fascinated with anything to do with the ancient people. So he feels like this particular building would have some kind of information that he seeks, but the mist is also scaring him. So I'm going to kind of turn to everybody and be like, you guys want to check this out or what? Like, it seems like it might be interesting. It might give us some information, but if you guys don't feel comfortable with this mist, I would completely understand.
I mean, we might as well just check it out while we're here, right?
If it is the source of this fog, then improving our visibility could definitely improve our chances of survival here.
Sounds like the
Alright.
potential for a win-win.
Okay, I'm gonna do the Eyes of the Grave just to see if there's any undead in the building. It's within 60 feet, so
All right. So you get close enough to the building so that you can see with your eyes to the grave. You don't detect any undead creatures within. Oh, no, you know what? Actually, yes. Just ahead of you, just at the very edge of your eyes to the grave vision, you can get the essence of an undead entity.
okay.
Seems to be coming from like the center of this large building.
So seems like there's only at least one undead creature in there. I'm not sure if any other creatures may be in there, but at least we know that there's one potential zombie inside this building or something of equivalent.
Right. And now that is in addition to the fact that there are creatures, undead creatures, scattered around.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, one of them behind you, one of those strange gray wretches, and that does confirm to you that these are undead creatures.
Okay, it's gonna be pinging all around me, but I definitely just wanted to know that at least there's one in that building.
Now, there are not a ton of those creatures around, but you gather that, they're scattered all around this city.
Okay, so you want to go ahead and go inside, guys?
Might as well.
I will lead the way.
Okay.
Anybody have anything I might be able to clear the fog a little bit, even?
Nothing.
It's kind of hard to see in there.
I sure don't.
I mean, just have the light, but we don't really have anything, unfortunately.
Well, go in with your hands on your weapons and your spells ready then.
Okie doke.
And Zeus will start walking forwards to building to go inside.
Mhm.
I will follow right behind him.
Well, it is relatively easy to get inside. It is, like I said, there are holes in the walls. Portions of it have collapsed. But as you make your way inside, one of the first things you notice is there's actually a small, perhaps just the faintest amount of light actually coming from some of the fixtures in the ceiling around here. This place still has a tiny bit of power flowing through it.
And this is the only building that seems to have power? I mean, none of the other things outside seem to have been lit up or anything, have they?
Not that you've noticed so far, no. This is the
Okay.
first building that seems to have been lit up, and this one is only ever so slight. Unfortunately, the bit of light that it is casting, as well as the light from your dancing lights, does not help very much when it comes to the thickness of the mist in this room. You've emerged into like a long hallway, and it extends in both directions as far as you can see, which is unfortunately not very far.
Can you guys give me about 10 minutes, please?
Okay.
Yes.
I have something that might be able to help us. Well, at least it might help us. I'm not sure, though. I can cast Detect Magic and see if there's any magical sources in this place.
Okay.
Seems pretty like a good thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to cast Detect Magic, but I want to do it as a ritual.
Okay. Now, how do you do that? How does Rissa cast Detect Magic as a ritual?
She is going to take off one of her gloves and start tracing one of the tattoos on her arm, and that's what she's going to use to like remind herself how to cast it, and that it's technically whatever like symbols are needed for the spell.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, the rest of you just stand at the ready in this hallway, and as you're standing in here for a few more minutes, you begin to notice more things about this place. First of all, this place it looks almost like it's been maintained, at least on the inside. Like I said, the outside looks terrible. The walls are falling and the general disrepair, but on the inside, it looks like it's been cleaned. It looks like it's being maintained by some undead entity, perhaps, or one of those strange wretches that has retained its life or something. There's not even any dust laying around. It looks like this place, other than the fact that there are portions of the walls missing, it almost could be a building in the city that you currently live in. You also notice that there are lots of wires and pipes and tubes all along the walls. This looks like it was once used to send something. All around the city there are tubes going into the ground from just about all directions. The walls are covered in different crisscrossing passages. For steam, perhaps. Steam power is a commonly used source of energy. Another thing you notice is that along with the cleanliness of the place, there's like a sort of smell like some sort of cleaning solution. Like almost seems like someone is still maintaining this place.
You look over, there's one of those whites with the spray bottle and a rag.
Mr. Clean, why are you here?
Well, if her magic doesn't seem to find anything, I think I know of a quick way to maybe get rid of some of this fog. And it looks like it's being powered by possibly these wires all over the place.
While a few moments go by while Rissa is tracing the symbols on her arm, and you hear a loud but deep hum in the air, and you're not quite sure where it's coming from. It's coming from outside, but that's all you can tell.
Does it sound mechanical at all, or does it sound like someone's making the humming sound?
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, actually.
Okay. I got a 24.
Okay. From what you can tell, it doesn't seem to be mechanical, or at least not obviously so. It's just like a low humming sound, like perhaps maybe it's a giant creature or something.
And it sounds like it's outside?
Mm-hmm.
Does it sound like a song?
No, it's just sort of like a low tone.
Okay.
It occasionally changes to like a different tone, but it's so slow it doesn't sound much like it could be music. Or at least if it's music, it's very boring.
Does it sound like it's still pretty far away, or does it sound like it's getting closer?
It sounds pretty far away.
Okay.
I love this
Difficult
tone.
to tell if it's getting closer.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of point my eyes in that direction just to make sure nothing comes up and surprises us while she's doing her ritual.
And you notice that it is slightly darker outside when you look out through the window. Or, I should say, hole in the wall.
Might want to hurry it up, Brissa. I know it takes concentration, but something scary sounds like it's coming our way.
10 minutes. Can't speed it up.
But you do eventually finish your spell, and it reveals to you that the mist itself does seem to be slightly magical in nature. It's sort of like you're now in like if you shined a neon light in a room full of
Smog. Or
smog
fog.
or smoke or fog. Yeah, exactly. It just generally everything is sort of glowing, but not so much that it makes it difficult for you to see. But one thing that catches your attention is that there's a magical aura coming from a lot of the pipes and tubes on the walls. It seems like perhaps magical energy is being pushed through these vessels. And what is the range on Detect Magic again?
It is 30 feet, and I can penetrate most barriers, but it's blocked if it's a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
All right. Well, that is about all you can get. The mist itself is magical, which you may or may not have known already. And there's magical energy flowing through a lot of these pipes. You don't immediately detect any magical creatures immediately nearby, except for the things that you're carrying on you. There don't seem to be any glowing magical objects.
Okay, it stays up for 10 minutes. I'll get up and put my glove back on. Like, okay, quick glance. The pipes are magical. Some of them, I think whatever is being pushed through them is magical, actually. And the fog we obviously already knew was magical, but I don't see anything else. But if we quickly go around, maybe I'll find something else.
Can I see, like, around me where the pipes might be leading? Is it going upwards to another room, or...?
They are all along the walls, so they're following from down the hallway, and some of them are going into the ground. We don't know which direction it's supposed to be going, but they're all along the walls.
They don't all seem to, like, be connecting to something in particular, like, in a certain direction, or...?
Yeah, well, they're all heading towards, like, down the hallway.
Okay. I think we should follow these pipes and see maybe if we can find the source of where the energy is coming from. So if you guys want to go down this hallway, check it out a little bit, or whatever you want to do.
Good. Just let me know if anything pops up your magic radar before it comes jumping out at me. That'd be appreciated.
Yeah, of course. I will definitely keep an eye out. I only have about 10 minutes, I think. So.
It shouldn't take us that long to check out this building before we figure out what's causing this. Zeus will just continue walking down with his hand ready on his sword in case anything appears.
All right.
I'll be in the back, just facing the opposite direction so that I can keep an eye out behind us.
All right, very good. So the hallway is about 10 feet wide, and as you continue to walk down it, you find, certain parts of it are in better repair than others, but the whole thing seems to have been, like, cleaned up. Like, there's no dust. Like, everything outside is covered in, like, a layer of dirt, grime, blood sometimes. But in here, it's, like, immaculate. And as you head down the hallway, you come to a sort of crossroads. Part of the hallway keeps going straight forward, but then the building is collapsed up ahead. So essentially you are going to be forced to turn left, but left is going in towards the center of the building.
Center is where I felt that undead presence, so we need to be careful.
I mean, if we want to figure out what's in here, I think we need to go towards the center, so Zeus will just start heading down that way.
All right.
Do you want to do that stealthily, or how do we want to do this? I mean, like I said, I felt something in the center of this building, so I don't know if we want to try to sneak up on it, or...
You may sneak if you want, but if there's something out here, I'd rather find it sooner than later.
Yes, but if we just rush in, it'll know we're coming if we can sneak a little bit. I'm not the best at sneaking. I'm very much loud and proud of being obnoxious and in your face, but I'm just saying it might give us a better opportunity if we go quieter.
I suppose we could try it that way.
Slow and steady.
All right, well, if you're going to try to go in here stealthily, go ahead and roll stealth checks, everybody.
I think because of my armor, I can roll at a regular roll instead of disadvantage. But it still doesn't matter because it's a 7.
I mean, we're not the stealthiest group.
Zeus got a 7 as well.
I got a 9.
The big old guy is the sneakiest out of all of us, really?
You're a monk.
Level 1 monk, that means nothing.
You're still a monk. You're high dex.
Okay, what did you roll?
13.
13, okay.
Not great, but better than everyone else, apparently.
I only have a +3 in stealth.
So do I. Actually, I have a +2.
Oh,
I mean, a +3 is pretty good, but, can't account for bad rolls. So as you start making your way forward into this...
we should be quiet, guys.
Perfect.
I agree. We should totally be quiet.
I just fart loudly.
You try to step quietly through the thing, and immediately a part of the tile flooring cracks underneath your feet, Rissa, and you trip forward a little bit, bumping into Zeus and pushing him forward a little bit, and suddenly everyone is clattering against the metal walls, and it's just become chaos. Gregthos, you're standing in the back, and then you hear all this clattering coming from behind you, and you turn around and see your group all bumping into each other and think to yourself, perhaps this wasn't the best idea.
Oh no, that's not to myself. I'll just turn around, audibly facepalm.
I think we were quieter when we weren't trying to be quiet.
Probably. We don't have a roguey rogue.
But you do eventually make your way forward, and when you turn left, you can actually see at the end of this hallway, it's about, 40 feet long, 10 feet wide, and you can see a large door at the end of the hallway. And from a crack underneath the door, you can see more of the mist billowing out. It's sort of like covering the entire floor in here.
That's not ominous at all.
Do we want to just open the door, or do we just want to blow the door down and blow away whatever's in there?
Oh, I don't know. The stealthiness went so well the first time.
Or do we want to wait and see if this is potentially something salvageable, or do we just want to take it out?
The door?
The door and everything beyond it. With your magic powers, we could probably blow this entire room up.
Would prefer not to do that. Main reason I'm coming out here is to study things, and I'd like to be, study things that are still intact.
I also would rather not just blow things up. Plus, I don't blow things up. That's not my specialty.
Well, you're what is it? The
Shatter?
icy, shattery thing you did earlier.
That's
made a
just a loud
big
noise,
mess.
though.
It's a messy noise. It did a lot of damage.
Yeah, but I can only do that so many times per day. I'm not gonna waste it on a room.
Okay.
Immaculate this place is. Would you want to ruin it? Someone apparently put a lot of work into cleaning up this place, despite
Apparently they don't want anybody to see it because they cover it all up in fog.
It might not be them. We don't know.
It is hard to be proud of something that you don't want anybody else to see.
Emmy, you notice a faint glow on the door where there might be a handle.
Oh.
But it's 40 feet away, so it's difficult to tell exactly what it is.
Okay. I guess I'll start heading towards it.
All right.
Are we doing this stealthily, or are you just walking towards it?
I'm going to say you guys are still trying to be stealthy, but it is not very successful. The floor in here is unfortunately, you can't see it because it's covered in mist, so it's difficult to tell when you're about to step on something that will make sound.
Fair.
So they didn't fix anything here. They just made it look nicer.
I just imagine all of us just trying to do that very awkward Scooby-Doo tiptoe type thing. We're just lifting your legs really high to be quiet and stealthy and failing terribly.
The sneaking music is audible.
Yeah.
Oh shit, sorry, my lute's out.
Not very helpful, yeah.
It's like the song that Claptrap does. I'm being stealthy, stealthy.
Yeah.
Lisa puts her lute away and stops playing stealth music.
I'm just singing an Inspector Gadget theme song.
I'm not a person to check for traps or anything, but I'm still going to try to investigate the door just to make sure there isn't anything visible that might try to kill us on the door. Because, someone's trying to keep something away from all this mist, so I'm going to think that maybe the door might be trapped in some way.
Are there any magical traps on it? Because I can still detect magic.
Well, you can very obviously see that where a handle would be are a set of glowing arcane runes. Both of you can see that. It's pretty easy to see, but Rissa in particular, you can see that there are actually 3 separate arcane locks on this door. Whatever is in here, it was locked very tight.
I don't think they want us to go in there. There's some magical locks on the door.
Also, the door seems to be made of lead.
Also, that's some really thick material. Why would somebody make a door out of this? Wood is perfectly fine.
To keep somebody out.
To be fair, we weren't really supposed to be out here either. They didn't want us going through the doors at Clearlight, but we managed to make it through there, so...
Fair.
With all these locks, there's clearly something interesting in here. We have to go check it out.
How do we get through arcane locks, though? I don't know a way.
Hey, Gregthos, you standing in the back, watching the group's back, notice it looks like a skeleton has floated into the hallway behind you.
Those two words don't go together.
And I would like everyone to roll initiative for me.
Oh, Jesus.
Here we go!
So much for keeping a lookout on the back.
At least we didn't get a surprise attack.
I was gonna say, come on!
Maybe quiet, but your eyes are going bad.
Old joke.
All right, so you guys are all standing in this room at the end of the hallway with a large door, and a skeleton seems to have floated into the hallway right about here. It seems to be reaching out towards you, and it is floating in your direction. Has everyone rolled initiative?
Yes.
Okay, 25 to 20?
Nope.
Okay, 20 to 15.
19.
Okay.
18 for me.
18 for Gregthos.
Seuss got 15.
Okay. And Rissa?
7.
Oh dear.
On par so far. Lowest initiative order ever 10.
This is the same order from the last time. Just different numbers. All right. So, you see this skeleton floating towards you. What are you doing? Emmy.
Oh, me. I was like, who?
Yeah, sorry, I should have said. Emmy, you're up first. What are you doing?
Oh, so I'm going to see that and turn away from looking at the door. How far am I from it, though? Okay, I'm about 40 feet away. So I'm going to attack it because I don't like this. I mean, I could try talking to it, but I guess I'll just cast Sacred Flame on it. So it's a dexterity saving throw. So that beam of light is going to flicker above his head.
All right, then. So that is going to be a 12 on the dexterity saving throw.
That does not save.
Okay.
So he's going to take 6 radiant damage.
All right.
Was that with 2D?
Oh, I did not do 2d8. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're 5th level.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So that's actually going to be another 3.
Right.
I didn't do that last time. Whoopsie.
It's okay. All right, so you call out the radiant light down from the sky through the ceiling, and it strikes this floating skeleton, and it sort of just shivers and wiggles in the air, but continues to march toward you.
Okay.
Anything else you're doing?
No, that's all I can do.
All right, then Gregthos is up next.
Okay. Is there any kind of moisture in the air or anything like that at all?
Well, yes, there's mist in the air for sure, so it's definitely somewhat cold and clammy out. So there's definitely moisture in the air.
Okay, good enough. I am going to kind of just reach down to the floor and pick up what is essentially a handful of the mist, and I'm going to smooth it out in my hand, and I'm going to jut it forward. I'm going to cast Ice Knife.
All right, that's an attack roll, correct?
Yes, sir. Well, that's a nat 1.
Oh dear. All right, so you toss your ice knife directly out in front of you, but at the last possible moment, the part of the wall and floor that you were leaning up against crumbles beneath you and throws off your aim, so you actually hit the ceiling directly in front of this floating skeleton. But I believe Ice Knife also has an AoE effect that happens whether you hit or not.
Yes, it does.
What is that, a dexterity saving throw for this creature?
Yep.
All right.
See what my DC.
It rolled a 0, so...
Oh, well, I guess it's inconsequential.
All right. So you throw this ice knife and it crashes into the ceiling and explodes, and bringing parts of the ceiling down with it. And in a cascade of dust and whatever the ceiling was made of, you notice that the shards of ice flying through the air seem to like stop in the air in front of this creature and sort of hang there just in front of it.
That's unnerving.
Creepy.
I guess seeing that...
I'm sorry, what was the damage on it?
Oh, sorry, 8.
8 more damage. Cool.
8 cold damage, if that matters.
Cool.
Okay, I guess then I still have my wild shape going, so I will then throw that bonus attack at it as well.
All right, go ahead and roll.
It's not... Nope, rolled a 2.
Oof.
So
Better
that's
than your last one.
8.
All right, you actually try to throw arcane energy directly at this creature, this time steadying your aim, but now part of the ceiling has collapsed in and blocked the bolt that you would have fired at it. Is that it for your turn, sir?
Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah.
All right, then. Seuss, you're up next.
Alright, I'm just gonna walk towards the skeleton and try and place myself between it and the rest of the party.
Okay.
And seeing how he's so far away, that's about all I'm gonna be able to do. So I'm just gonna get in the middle and take a defensive stance, basically.
Sure.
That'll be it.
You could do like the dodge action, or you could try to ready an attack for when it approaches you if you'd like.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'll hold it an attack action in case he comes up to me.
All right, sweet. So you are readying your blade for when the creature charges at you, which you assume it will do.
Yes.
All right, that brings us to Rissa. What are you doing?
I'm going to look around and go, oh, well, that wasn't there a moment ago. She's going to cast Shatter again because that's all she got.
All right.
Actually, bonus action before that, I'm going to use my Bardic Inspiration to do Unsettling Word. So it'll lose 8 from whatever it rolls
Okay.
on a con save.
Constitution save. All right. That is going to bring it to a 5
Fantastic.
total.
It fails. So I'm casting this at 2nd level, so it's 3d8. 14 thunder damage.
Right. 14 thunder damage. You cast your spell on this creature, and it's seems to shimmer in the air a little bit and shake back and forth as it is rocked by this shockwave. Sorry, you said 14?
Yes.
All right.
Nope, that didn't. I don't think he's gonna listen.
All right.
He has no ears.
Not anymore. I just destroyed them.
Well, it is a skeleton.
Skeleton.
Damn, tinnitus!
She's not very smart.
All right. Are you doing anything else? Moving anywhere?
I think I'm great in the back. I'll scoot over a little bit so that I'm not like right next to somebody else or in a line with anybody, just in case.
All right.
But that's all.
Somewhat difficult to do in this hallway, but you are able to scoot yourself over to the side so that you're not an easy target.
There's two big guys right there. Go for them.
That brings us to this skeleton's turn, and it is going to float forward. And you can still see the shards of ice floating in front of it, as well as like some dust just like floating directly in front of this creature. And as it approaches Seuss, go ahead and make your opportunity attack.
Well, since I was holding my attack action, is it 2 attacks still, or is it only 1?
I believe it's only one.
I believe it's only 1. I can check for you if you'd like.
Yeah, it's 1 because it's a reaction.
Okay, we'll just go with 1. That is a 13.
That will definitely hit.
Cool. Or 11 magical slashing, if it matters.
All right. As the creature approaches you, you swing your blade out and you hit, but it is not what you expect. Instead of striking at this creature, your blade stops just maybe a couple of feet before hitting the creature and sort of sinks into some sort of shimmery ooze. And you now realize the skeleton is not what is coming to attack you.
Oh, that makes so
The
much more
skeleton is
sense.
floating inside
Oh.
a cube of strange ooze that is so translucent that it was difficult to see from far
Makes
away.
So much more sense now. I'd be like, guys, it's not a skeleton. It's Jello.
What's Jello? Is that canon now?
Oh God.
Oh god, we've created a world where Jello is canon.
I don't know what flavor is it.
Eat it, find out.
No thanks.
I would
Try
advise
what the
against
skeleton
that.
tried to do.
It just wants to hug you.
I'm good.
Well, the creature is going to now try to engulf you inside of it.
Yep. It definitely will.
You can make a dexterity saving throw.
So great at those. That's not bad. That's an 18
Damn.
That will definitely succeed.
with a +0.
Instead of the creature engulfing you, it just pushes you backwards away from the skeleton that you thought it was. So you're pushed back 5 feet back towards your
Okay.
allies as it tries to engulf you.
That's
Don't-
not very nice.
Don't let it catch you.
Whoever's been cleaning this place missed a spot.
I think it was the ooze.
Yeah, the ooze is probably picking it all up.
Now that it's close to you, you can tell that that terrible acidic smell that you've been smelling through this whole place is definitely coming from this strange creature.
It smells like lemons. Weird.
It's a pine sol elemental.
Oh god. Hey, we need one of those in the house.
Really. It's a Lysol method.
All right, so Emmy, you've seen this creature, and now that you've seen Seuss's sword hit nothing, it slashed at the air, but then left like a small, like whitish scar in the air directly, and you can sort of puzzle out that something invisible is in the hallway that is just containing the skeleton and not actually the skeleton itself.
Okay.
Is the threat. What are you doing?
So I'm going to see that, and I'm going to cast Ray of Enfeeblement on it.
All right.
So that's a black beam of enervating energy springs from your finger towards the creature, and so I'll make a ranged spell attack. That's gonna be a 21 to hit.
That will definitely do it. You now can tell that the creature is actually filling the entire hallway, so it is somewhat difficult to miss.
Okay, yeah, the black beam just kind of shoots from my finger towards it and envelops the ooze. And pretty much all it's going to be doing is it's only going to deal half damage when weapon attacks at phase strength until the spell
Alright.
ends, and it's a concentration, so I'm going to be doing it for a while.
All right then.
And that's all I'm going to be doing.
Thank you for pointing out that the thing's really hard to miss when I missed both attacks on my last turn. I appreciate that.
Only for everybody else.
Yeah.
I do think you rolled a nat 1 both times. If I
I rolled a
remember
1
correctly.
and then a 2.
Oh, okay.
So really hard.
Well, you rolled
Sure.
crappy, and then you rolled 100% better than your crappy roll.
I actually should have asked what number you rolled beyond the die roll itself, because there's a chance you could have still hit it.
With a 2, it would have been a 7.
That would have hit.
Oh, that's why you
Wow.
gotta tell everything that you do. You might think you don't hit, but
It could be a giant jello instead.
It could be.
But we're just going to move on.
Yeah, forget that.
Emmy, are you doing anything else?
no.
You're backed up against the wall, and you can still see the faint glowing of the arcane locks behind you. And you now realize that since this thing is filling the entire hallway, you're trapped in here with it, and it is slowly moving towards you.
I was actually thinking about that. I was like, we're gonna get stuck here soon. We need to figure something out. Is there a way, even though I'm concentrating on trying to use this spell on the creature, can I see if I could figure out something that might open the door?
You turn around, and after you cast your spell, I'm going to say you can take a look as a bonus action. You can take a look at the arcane locks, and you think with your arcane knowledge, you might be able to disrupt the arcane locks on here, but it's going to take some time. Mechanically, you can use an action to roll an arcana check to try to disrupt the arcane locks.
Okay, I would still be able to do that, like as long as I'm concentrating, but that won't break my concentration, right?
No, doing this will not break your concentration, but it
Okay.
is an action to try to disrupt this thing because it's a very complex arcane lock, and you have to just basically scratch out some of the arcane runes inscribed in the door.
Okay. Guys, we probably should focus on these locks, get this door open, because this thing is not going to stop unless we can destroy it before it comes down this hallway. That's all I'm going to do.
All right, that is going to bring us to Gregthos. What are you doing?
Risa at that is going to go, whatever's hidden in there could be way worse. And that's all she'll say.
Jeez, I don't even know.
Thing is inching towards you and your comrades.
Menacingly.
The smell is terrible. You do look around, and the hallway is somewhat structurally unsound. You think perhaps you might be able to break through one of the walls, but that'll take some effort if you absolutely cannot get the door unlocked.
Yeah, not really into that at the moment. I'm going to back away from this thing slowly toward the door up until I hit the wall, and then I'm going to launch one of those radiant bolts in its direction to see if I can hit it this time.
All right, go ahead and roll your attack.
Well, that's much better. 21.
21. All right, that will definitely hit. Now that I think about it, if you rolled a 2 and it led up to be a 7, you literally cannot miss this creature.
Well, unless I rolled a natural 1.
I'm not doing crit fails.
Oh, okay.
So you literally cannot miss this thing with your spell attacks. Just
Cool.
for future reference.
Good to know. All right, so it's 1d8 plus 3 radiant, 9 radiant damage from that.
All right.
Then I guess I'll just do a guiding bolt.
All right.
Give somebody else some assistance. 23.
Right. 23 to hit. That will absolutely hit.
Cool. And, not great damage. 11 that time.
Right.
And next attack against it has advantage.
I also forgot to say that the target can make a Constitution saving throw at the end of its turn to try to get the Raven beam off of it.
Okay.
Just so you know that.
Luckily, its turn hasn't come yet.
Yeah.
It is very slow.
And that'll end my turn, and I'll look over at Emmy and say, do you think you can get the door open?
I might. I'm not very proficient in the arcane arts, but I'll try to see what I can do.
That'll be it for me.
All right. That is going to bring us to Seuss.
Okay, Seuss is going to look up above at the ceiling to see how together it is. Like, does it look like it would be easy to drop?
You might be able to. You feel like you could destroy parts of the hallway. Like you could destroy the ceiling, parts of the walls, and stuff like that.
He's not going to try it himself, but he's going to just yell to his teammates to just drop the ceiling down on top of the ooze to maybe slow it down some, and then he's going to take some swings at it with his sword.
All right.
I have advantage. That is a 26 to hit.
That will definitely do it. This thing's AC is 6. So
Yeah. So that's 14 slashing, and then
15 more slashing damage.
second attack at it. It's advantage only on the first attack, right?
Yeah, that's only the next attack.
Okay. Well, the other one's a 15, so I'm pretty sure that still hits. 9 damage.
Right, 9 more damage. All right, so you start slashing into this creature, and you seem to be doing something. You're leaving like whitish scars that seem to be floating in the air directly in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, I'm making it easier to fight. And he's gonna try and just hold his ground here.
All right, that brings us over to Rissa.
Hooray! Rissa will look at the door and then look at the skeleton and then look at the door, and she's like, what are we doing? Am I opening the door?
You might have a better chance of it than me.
And you said it's an action to try that?
Yes.
She's like, oh, I could try, but I'm not the best at it. And I guess I will try to study the locks to try to unlock one of them.
All right. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
15.
15 will do it, yes. So you take a look at one of the 3 arcane locks on this door, and you realize you think you might have seen something like this on a gift that was given to your father that had an arcane lock on it. And because you stole that gift, you remember how to disrupt the arcane lock on this.
That was the best booze I had that day.
Exactly. And so you use either some sort of tool you have, a knife, or some sort of metal instrument that you've got on your character, and you scratch out some of the arcane runes, and the purplish glow from the rest of the rune fades out. That is 1 down.
Progress.
Well, that's my turn. I guess I could Bardic Inspiration. Nah, I'll save it. That's my turn. I got 1.
All right. That is going to bring us to this strange ooze creature's turn. It is first going to, now that it has been hit by you many times, Zeus, seems to be upset. Part of it is just going to protrude out of itself very quickly, and it seems like it's partially solid, but it is going to try to slash out at you with a oozy tentacle. Unfortunately for the creature, it rolls a 10 to hit, so that is not going to hit you.
It does not.
You are able to see it coming and you dodge out of the way. And after that, it is going to try to move into your space, so I'd like you to roll another dexterity saving throw.
Yep, saw that coming. That's a 5.
Oof. All right, so just as you dodge out of the way of this pseudopod that protrudes out of it, you are knocked off balance a little bit, and you don't have enough time to move out of the way when it lurches forward one more time. This time, it engulfs you.
No.
So let me tell you exactly what this does.
I get a new friend in the form of a skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You are going to take some acid damage.
Okay.
Skeleton buddies.
That doesn't sound pleasing.
All right, that is 12 acid damage,
Okay.
and you can't breathe. You're restrained, and you are now going to move with this creature. You're sort of
Okay.
like trapped inside it. You can still move, but it's very thick. It's like you have to sort of swim
Yeah,
inside of it.
it's like quick.
It burns. Immediately you are forced to close your eyes because it is slowly starting to eat away at your skin.
Yep.
If you don't want to meet the same fate as this skeleton, you are going to have to escape quickly.
Yep.
It's just exfoliating you.
On your turn, you can try to escape using a strength check,
Okay.
but that is going to take your action. Yes.
Yep.
All right, that brings us to Emmy's turn. You've just watched this
Okay.
creature move forward and engulf Zeus inside of it. What are you doing?
I kind of want to cast guidance on myself, but that'll break the concentration on my Raven V movement. So I guess I'll just attempt this lock without my guidance. See what happens. Oh yeah, you needed to make a con save to see if it.
Con save. Here we go. Constitution saving throw. That is going to be a 19.
Oh, that saves. So that pretty much ends my spell then.
As Zeus is engulfed in the thing, you can see the necrotic energy sort of fade out of the creature.
I'm trying to guidance is an action, so I think I'm just going to actually use guidance, but I'm going to use it on Rissa to kind of help her out because she seems like she's doing a little bit better job than I would do. I have no idea about anything that has to do with Arcana, so I'm going to use guidance and touch her.
All right.
You can roll a d4 and add it to one of your ability checks.
Okie dokie.
All right. Are you doing anything else?
Nope, feel like I'm pretty useless here. I'm more of the
Alright.
divine and not so much Arcana.
So you cast a spell to enhance the abilities of your ally and just watch as the creature slowly inches down the hallway towards you, carrying Zeus with it.
I'm going to be like, hope this helps. Boop.
All right, Gregthos, you're up next.
All right. From what I can tell, how large is this creature?
It seems to be filling up the entire hallway. The hallway's 10 feet by 10 feet. So it's just a
Okay.
fully square hallway. There are holes in the walls and ceiling every couple of feet.
Okay. Would I be able to, and I have no idea if this would actually work. So I guess I'll just do it and then you'll tell me what happened.
Okay, I love it. Go.
Yeah,
Do
right?
it.
I am going to attempt to cast Shape Water on this creature
Ooh, okay.
and kind of just move it if I can. I don't know if it's water or not. Try to move it so that I'm kind of trying to eject Seuss from within this thing.
All right, that is a creative solution. I like it. Let's see. I'm gonna have it roll a Constitution saving throw.
Cool.
That is a 50. Is that beat your spell save DC?
Yeah, sadly, mine's a 14.
All right. So here's what happens. You reach out your hands and channel the wrath of nature, and you use the spell that you normally use to move water around in the city to water the city's crops. This thing briefly stops moving and sort of shudders as you try to gain control of its movement, and you can feel a sort of, perhaps a battle of will, because this thing doesn't seem to have a brain of any kind, but and feel it pushing against your influence, and for just a moment it stops moving and it sort of just shakes back and forth. For just a moment, one of Seuss's hands breaks free of it, but then it sort of regains its shape and continues moving towards you.
Well, gave it my best. I guess I'll just toss another one of those radiant bolts at it then.
All right, so you fire your radiant bolt. I think we've established literally you cannot miss.
Yep, so 12 on die, so 18.
Okay then, that will definitely hit.
For 8 radiant damage.
8 more damage. At this point, the front of this creature is like full of craters and pockmarks and whitish scars. It looks like just strange, just floating whitish slashes and burns in the air, with Seuss just floating right behind them. Seuss,
Great.
as you're watching from the inside, it's getting actually more and more difficult to see.
But I can't see.
Oh yes, you're right. I forgot. You
I
can't
have my
see.
eyes closed because there's acid.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot.
Trying to open your eyes underwater in a very chlorinated pool.
Probably
Yeah.
feel this like rippling, like every time something hits it, like.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can feel like waves. You can feel like attacks hitting this thing every once in a while.
It's like you're on a waterbed, but painful.
It's the worst waterbed.
I am the waterbed.
All right, that's all I got.
All right, that brings us to Seuss. What are you doing? You can try to attack it from the inside, or you can try to escape.
Nope, I'm gonna try to escape because I'm gonna die if I don't.
All right,
Strength
go ahead and
check.
roll a strength check.
That is a 21.
That will definitely do it. As you can feel the creature shaking around, and for just a moment, your hand breaks free, and you use that moment to pull yourself out of this creature, and the rest of you watch the most horrid birth you've ever seen.
Gross.
As
It's a boy.
falls out of this creature, as well as a bit of just chunks of the creature itself. You spill out onto the floor covered in acidic goo, but at least you're free. That was your action. You still have your movement and your bonus action. What would you like to do?
Yep, well, I'm gonna use my bonus action to second wind. And
Okay.
I get 1d10 plus 5 hit points back.
While he's doing that, I'll look over at Emmy and I'll go, "Are you gonna cut the cord?"
That is a whole 6 health.
Right?
Done a lot of births in my
The
time.
rest of you see Seuss bash his fist on the floor, grit his teeth, and spit out some of this acidic goo and a little bit of
chunks
blood.
of his tongue.
Oh no.
Oh.
Sort of bloody at this point. But Seuss stands up. Now what are you doing?
And then I'm going to take an attack of opportunity and just try and go towards the door where everybody else is at.
All right. The creature, as you fall out of it, is trying to grab back at you to pull you back in, but it rolls a 14 to hit. Does that hit you?
Nope. Thank God.
So as you rush away, you can actually feel one of those strange pseudopod-like tentacles slap you on the back, but it isn't able to grab onto you.
Okay, and then I will just end my turn all the way back here by the door and just be like, it burns.
Yes, you can all look at Seuss, and he's very bloody. All of his skin was being eroded very slowly. All right.
Now you look like you're melting just like
That
me.
is going to bring us to Rissa. What are you doing?
Do you want me to unlock another lock, or do you want me to heal you?
Open the door.
I can heal.
Okay.
I also have healing abilities.
Free
I
up
will
guidance.
go for lock number 2.
All right.
11 with guidance.
Oof. Unfortunately, this one is a little bit more difficult because you haven't seen this lock before, but you can sort of read the different kinds of runes. Like, this one in Ancient Draconic means open, and you try to, scratch that one out, but it just flickers for a moment and stays lit.
Come on, this one. I know this one. I think no, this isn't the right one. Hold on, I need more time.
Kind of running short there.
Bonus action. I will healing word Seuss at
All
least to give him something. That's 8.
All right. Now I'm curious, how does Rissa cast Healing Word? What does it look like?
She will start like humming to herself, and she's just like, it's like an old nursery tale, but she's not singing the words specifically, but she's like, everybody will recognize the nursery rhyme, and it's about hush. It's like Hush Little Baby tune.
Okay. And you can see the sort of magical aura erupting out of her, and you feel just a little bit better, Seuss.
Yeah, the acid doesn't burn as much anymore.
I focused on his eyelids specifically.
What's left of them?
Shaking this stuff off of you, throwing it onto the ground. All right. Is that going to be it for your turn, Rissa? I can't imagine you want to use your movement to get any closer to this thing.
I don't.
Accept your fate.
All right. That is going to bring us back to the creature's turn. Fortunately for all of you, it is very slow.
Yes,
Unfortunately, there is not very much space left in this hallway. It is going to slide forward. Now it has come to the point where there's nowhere else for it to go. Very soon it's going to start filling up this entire structure.
Oh god.
I just had an image because you moved the skeleton first. I like this thinking that the thing's using it as like a grappling hook type thing.
It's like
Throwing the skeleton out in front of it and it's like, dragging forward.
All right, that is going to bring us back to Emmy.
Okay, so I'm going to look at the door, look at the creature, look at Seuss. Seuss, you okay? Do you need more healing, or you gonna be okay?
Open the damn door.
Okay, I'm not very good at this, but I'm gonna try it. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get this lock undone.
You can also try to use the help action to give somebody else advantage on trying to do it if you'd like. If you think that would be better.
Rissa, do you think you could do it, or should I try?
With enough time, sure. I mean, I don't know what your arcana is like out of character.
I'm gonna try to attempt it.
All right, go ahead and roll an arcana check for me.
Because at least we can get maybe 2 locks open in one turn. Oh, I got a 16.
All right, that'll do it.
Oh,
Yay!
that's a +0.
You look down at the rune that Clarissa was just trying to scratch out, and you think, oh wait, this one makes a little bit more sense to me. You can sort of follow along, and it seems like parts of it are saying open and parts of it are saying close, and you try to scratch out the part that says close, and causes the rune to fade out and stop glowing. There's only one arcane lock left.
Okay, guys, more. Get inside this door.
All right. If you don't do anything else, you still have your bonus action movement. You could always just run straight into the creature and accept your fate.
As much as I want to study it from the inside. No, I think I'm just gonna... I can't really do anything else on my turn, so...
All right.
Hopefully we can get that last block done.
That is going to bring us to Gregthos. You see Emmy and Rissa trying to work their way at the arcane locks. There's one more left on the wall. This creature is approaching. You don't have much time left. What are you doing?
What else is there to do? Bonus action bolt.
All right.
22.
Would you like to keep rolling to attack? It's AC is 6. You cannot miss.
I cannot miss, but I could crit.
You could. Actually, that's a very good point. You should definitely continue to roll.
Yes, I will do that.
Yeah, 22 will definitely hit.
Yep, for 11 radiant damage.
Okay, 11 more damage.
And hopefully I'm going to turn around and just take a really, really good look at this lock and try to get it open if I can.
All right, go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me.
Nope, I rolled a 5 plus 3, which is an 8.
Oof. You look at the arcane lock and it looks magic. You don't understand. This isn't the same kind of magic that you use.
I try to pick up my staff and just kind of poke at the hole and try to like twist it around to see if I can maybe jostle something loose, but no.
All right. That is going to bring us back to Seuss. What are you doing?
He's going to move right here and just start trying to tear the ceiling down on top of it.
All right.
Maybe if it's full of garbage, it can't absorb anybody else.
Maybe. It's okay. So let's see. Trying to pull the ceiling down on top of it. Go ahead and roll just an attack roll for me.
Okay. 30, 20.
All right, that'll do it. So you can't quite reach the ceiling with your bare hands, but you are able to jump up and slash out at a part of the tubing that is holding a little portion of the ceiling up, because it was just holding on by a thread. A portion of the ceiling starts to come down. I would actually like you to roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's probably going to fall on me too. 4.
4. Okay, well, that is not going to do it. As the ceiling starts to come down, you can see it falling as you fall back to the ground from your jump, but unfortunately you don't have time to get out of the way. Parts of the ceiling start falling down, and you are going to take a small amount of damage. You're going to take 4 piercing damage
Ow.
as a small portion of the ceiling comes down and slashes against one of your shoulders. But you have just enough time to back out of the way as portions of the ceiling come down on this creature as well. It is also going to take some damage. You were sort of trying to angle it towards the thing. Go ahead and roll, let's say, 2d6 for me.
Okay. 3 and a 4, so 7 altogether.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so it is going to take 7 more damage from debris and other things falling into the creature and piercing its strange membranous sort of skin that it has. And you can see the top part of it is getting very cloudy.
Okay.
In fact, the whole creature is like full of just scars and pockmarks from burns and just all sorts of damage. This thing is not looking nearly as pristine and transparent as it was when it first started approaching you.
Oh yeah, now it's used Pine Sol water. It's just getting gross.
It's like using a magic eraser from Mr. Clean. It just gets worse and worse as the more you use it.
Start to break up. Yep.
All right. You're going to do anything else for your turn? That was your action.
Can I still move after attack?
Yes.
Okay, then I am going to take an attack of opportunity and just run up against the wall over here.
It is going to try to grab out at you as you come close enough for it to reach you, and that is going to be an 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
So I believe that'll do it.
Rissa just screams at you, "You're a terrible tank."
Oof. Don't come for the man's role like that.
You're a terrible door unlocker.
It's not my role. I'm DPS. No, I'm actually not even DPS.
All right, you're going to take 10 acid damage.
Okay.
As you whips around its pseudopod, it actually managed to grab onto one of your arms for just a second, but you managed to just barely wriggle free, so it doesn't get a chance to pull you in.
That's good, at least.
All right, but that is going to bring us to Rissa. Your turn. The thing is right behind you. You've only got about 10 feet of space, and you know it can move that far.
Guys, am I trying the door again?
You don't have a choice.
Gotta get it open.
Why are you running away from it? Nope. That's an 8.
Oof. So you're trying to examine the last lock left. It's not making any sense to you. You're like taking a second to in your panic, you're just kind of like wiping sweat out of your eyes and just trying to focus, but you just can't seem to figure out exactly which part of this needs to be scratched out for it to disrupt the spell.
I don't understand this one, guys. I don't know what to do. You need to fight this thing off and give me time. I can't. I need more time.
Right. Are you doing anything else? Bonus action movement.
No.
You can scream and cry if you like.
I'm trying to stay cool and calm and collected. Thank you very much. It's not working, but I'm trying real hard.
If that is going to be the end of your turn, that brings us to this creature.
Yay.
It is now going to move forward, and it is now right up against all of you.
Oh.
You have about 2 feet of space between this thing and the door.
It smells terrible.
Yes, it smells absolutely terrible. It smells like blood and like the worst acidic cleaning solution you've ever smelled. And it is going to reach out with its pseudopod and try to grab whoever is closest, which I am going to say probably would be, I'm gonna roll a d4. It is going for Rissa.
Of course it is.
All right, so one of its pseudopods is going to lash out and try to pull you into it.
This is your fault.
Oh no. That is going to be a 16 to hit. That hits you, correct?
Oh,
okay.
Crap.
Maybe if you unlock the door,
Maybe if you fucking stayed in the hallway.
I would have died.
Oh, fine. I take my healing word back.
All right, you're going to take 11 acid damage.
Ow.
As this thing tries to grab onto you with one of its pseudopods. It actually wraps its pseudopod around your waist and starts trying to pull you in. You actually grab onto a part of the wall and hold yourself steady, but it is trying to pull you inside of it. The rest of you are forced to press yourselves up against the wall to not be touching this acidic creature.
Yeah, I yell out, if this thing gets me, I'm not getting out. You need to help.
You also said to kill you if something was going to eat you.
Oh God.
You know what I mean, kill it.
I'm getting mixed signals here. I don't know which way to go.
That brings us to Emmy's turn. What are you doing?
Oh god. Does it actually have her, or is it just like in the process of trying to grab her?
It's trying to pull her in. It hasn't pulled her in just yet.
Okay, so I'm gonna be like, I think the only way out of here is to get this door open, so we need to get the fuck out of here.
I mean, you do feel like you could perhaps also just try to kill it. It does look like it has taken a significant amount of damage.
That's true.
But you don't know.
He's conflicted.
There's no way to know. You have to make a choice.
So he's like 2 feet away, so I guess I'll try Word of Radiance again, and I will say this time Hadi, which is destroy, and
Right.
it's gonna make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh,
Hey,
okay. It is quite constitutionist.
I know, that's the only problem. It's like, I don't know.
Right. That is a 14.
Damn it, that just beats it again.
Oof.
You keep beating it by 1. Oh boy.
It has a +5 to Constitution.
I don't want to waste
Jesus.
I want to use Spiritual Weapon, but I don't have a lot of spell slots left, so I guess that's all I can do, guys. I'm sorry. I tried.
All right. That is going to bring us to Gregthos. What are you doing?
The door! Get the door!
All right. So you have options. You can try to use the help action to give Rissa an advantage on doing it, or you could try to do it yourself.
No, I'm gonna chaos this door like I did everything else in this game so far.
Okay. Go for it.
You
Steal all the
technically
experience
have a higher
points.
arcana than me too.
There you go. 17.
Oh shit. All right. So when you tried to jam your stick into it earlier, it actually, part of it started glowing in a strange, unnatural way when coming on contact with your magical weapon. So you can't quite tell what any of the symbols mean, but you saw part of it glow with little sparkly colors. So you're like, okay, let's try that one. And you scratch out part of the arcane rune with your staff, and it actually fades out. As soon as the arcane runes are all darkened, this door slides open as you all are able to rush forward into the room ahead of you.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get out of here, guys.
As the door opens, you all tumble out through the doorway. Gregthos, you grab onto Rissa's wrist and pull her out of the creature's grasp just in time before the door closes behind you. And you are, for the moment, safe from this creature.
Oh.
Instantly look around me to see what we just walked into.
It's an even bigger gelatinous cube.
This room is just filled with acid.
I only got hit once, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Did 11 damage.
I did a Constitution save to see if I kept Detect Magic up.
Okay,
I got a 15, so I'm good.
sweet.
So,
All right.
Detect Magic in the room.
The room that you're in has glowing kaleidoscopic colors being cast all around it from a strange white light in the very center. In the far end of the room, there is one of those strange wretched creatures, but this one is much larger and more muscular. This one is not emaciated and out of its wits like the rest of them have been. This one is on the ground holding a piece of metal in bloodied hands, smashing the piece of metal against the ground, and it's shouting to no one in particular, "Destroy everything! Leave no trace!" As it smashes the piece of metal against the ground over and over again. And that's where we're going to stop.
Oh, come on. I fucking called it.
Can we go back to the cube?
Yeah, let's go back and mess with the cube some more.
I'd rather die to acid.
Speaking of that, anybody else see these colors?
No,
That
just me.
acid's really working.
This is when the drugs finally kick in, Emmy.
Immediately.
Oh.
You look over and just her eyes are just.
I just look at her and be like, first time taking acid?
Oh
God.
boy.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. It was actually my first time actually fighting a gelatinous cube.
Oh, I always want to put them in my games, but I never do, and I love that. They're like one of my favorite creatures.
It's a classic D&D monster, so but I don't see it actually get to use a lot, and I've never used one either, so that was cool. And I got to put it in a hallway where there was no escape.
Yeah, it was like
Good call.
That was stressful. I was like, do we fight it or do we just keep trying to open this door?
it's like the Doom wall or whatever in Final Fantasy
Yeah.
games.
Yeah,
I feel like the ceiling was coming down on us and we had only one option.
Thank you so much for checking out Behold Clearlight, our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play game. This world is brought to you by Ryan and played by a group of friends who are just looking to have fun and share our love for the tabletop world. Every other Thursday, we will release a new episode of Behold Clearlight. On the off weeks, Greg and I join other members of the TTRPG community and play non-D&D games. You can also check out Greg and I having random discussions on topics in the TTRPG and D&D world with guests on Mondays. If you enjoyed this, please don't hesitate to reach out on Twitter or on Facebook at Beholder to No One. Also, give us a review on iTunes or follow us on Podbean, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Keep being awesome. We'll see you next time. Bye.